If your cloud portfolio looks like a tutorial copy paste, recruiters will always skip you. In 2026, knowing the cloud is just the bare minimum. I've sat in hiring reviews for major financial institutions here in the Middle East and in India. After the fifth identical projects, my eyes scan faster. I stop reading. Why? Because I'm looking for systems thinking. Most candidates are caught in the certification trap. They have 10 batches but zero proof that they can build a system that won't explode under real traffic. Today, I'm giving you 5 projects plus a secret bonus project at the end that actually make hiring managers stop and listen to you. We are going to talk about global scale, resilience, security, and the cost. The 4 pillars that actually matter to the business. Let's start with the first thing every user notices: how fast your site loads. Speed is the first layer of trust. If your site takes forever to load, the user leaves before they even see your work. Most people think hosting a site is just about putting some files in a folder, but an architect thinks about the latency. If your files are in the US but your user is in Saudi, the data has to travel 12,000 kilometers. That distance creates a lag. We need to move the data to the edge, closer to the user, while keeping the origin completely private. Start by putting your website files in an S3 bucket. But here's the professional move: do not make the bucket public. Instead, set up Amazon CloudFront. This is your global delivery network. You must use OAC, Origin Access Control. Think of it as a VIP digital pass. It ensures only the delivery network can fetch your files. Most beginners use the old OAI, but OAC is the 2026 standard because it supports modern SIG v4 security. When you show this in your portfolio, talk about cache to hit ratio. It proves you understand how to keep your data near the user. You aren't just hosting the site, you have designed a global delivery system that manages performance, not just storage. Always remember, an architect doesn't just move the data, they manage the speed of the business. Now that the site is fast, we need to make sure it doesn't stay down. In production, servers mostly die. I've seen projects fail because an engineer thought one big server was enough. An architect builds a system that doesn't need a human to babysit it. We want a system that monitors its own health and replaces its own broken components automatically. So for this, you're going to use an application load balancer and an auto scaling group. Think of the load balancer as a traffic director and the auto scaling group as your backup squad. The secret is the health check. You tell the system, if my app doesn't answer a ping every 10 seconds, it's failed. When it fails, the system automatically terminates a broken server and launches a brand new one. To prove this, record your screen while you manually kill one of the server in the console. Show the system detecting the failure and fixing itself with zero downtime. This is called chaos engineering. It shows you design for failure, which is exactly what enterprise level firms are looking for. In the world of high stakes IT, uptime isn't a goal, it's a requirement. Stick with me for this next part. This is where most people fail. You can have the fastest, most resilient system, but if it's wide open, it's a liability. In a bank, you don't leave the money at the front desk, you put it in a vault behind a perimeter. Your cloud network should look exactly the same. Most beginners use the default VPC where everything is open. This is a massive red flag. We are going to build a 3-tier network: public, private, and an isolated layer. Create your VPC from the scratch. Put your load balancer in the public zone, put your app servers in the private zone, but the real architect move: put your database in the isolated zone. It should have zero path to the internet. Use security groups as your firewall to ensure the database only talks to the app servers. I once saw a project get paused for 3 months because of a simple SSH port being left open. Don't let that be you. Use AWS Systems Manager for access instead of opening port 22. This proves that you understand zero trust. You're shrinking the blast radius, ensuring that even if the web layer is hit, the vault stays closed. Security isn't a feature you add at the end, it's a foundation you build on. Now, a secure vault is great, but if it's cost $10,000 a month when it should cost $2,000, the CFO will shut you down. A great architect is also a master of the budget. Companies waste billions on zombie resources. These are the servers that are on but doing nothing. We are building a governance engine for the cloud that shuts down waste automatically. So for this, you are going to use AWS Lambda and Event Bridge. Write a small script that scans your environment for resources that are unattached or servers left running after the office hours. Set a timer to run this script every evening at 6 pm, but take it further. Implement a tagging policy. If a resource doesn't have an owner tag, your script flags it down for shutdown. Tell a recruiter, I built a governance engine that saved the company 20% on their bill. That changes the conversation from technical skills to the business value. You are proving you can protect the company's profit while managing their tech. A senior architect knows that every dollar saved is a dollar that can be spent on innovation. Now, how do you make all these repeatable? If you have to do a task twice, you should have written a script for it. If I ask you to build your whole system again in a different country, does it take you 4 hours or just one click? Clicking buttons in the console leads to human error. In a professional environment, we use infrastructure as a code, IaaC. You can use Terraform. Instead of clicking, you write a file that describes your servers, networks, databases. Then connect this file to GitHub Actions. This is the one-click empire. Every time you save your code, the cloud updates itself automatically. The real move here is state management. This is just a way for the cloud to remember what it built yesterday, so it doesn't build it twice. Showing you know how to lock your state file proves that you can work in a professional team without breaking the infrastructure. Show your GitHub repo. This tells me you know how to work in a high-speed corporate team. You aren't just a builder, you are a manufacturer of stability. Automation is the only way to scale without losing your mind. So you built it, secured it, automated it, but can you see inside it? This is the bonus project that separates the top 1% from everybody else. Observability. A system might be running, but still failing the user. Traditional monitoring just tells if a server is on. We need to see the soul of transaction. You can use AWS X-Ray and CloudWatch. Instrument your app so that every time a user clicks buy, the path of that request is recorded. Build a service map. This is a visual graph of how your components talk to each other. If your database query is slow, X-Ray highlights it in red. This is called operational excellence. It proves you aren't just looking for hardware, you're looking at the service. You are the guardian of the user experience. You find the bottleneck before the customer even notices the lag. This is the ultimate architect proof. If you can't measure it, you can't improve it. So we started with a simple folder and ended with a global, automated and secure empire. These 6 projects are your proof of work. They show a recruiter you can be trusted with a company's revenue, its data and its future. Don't just build these to pass a lab. Build them to understand the why behind every decision. If you can explain why you choose OAC over the old way, or why you used SSM instead of SSH, you already reached the architect level. This isn't just about getting a job, it's about building a career that lasts. I put together a step-by-step build guide for these 6 projects with the actual diagrams we talked about and the basic code to get you started. I'm looking for people who are finally ready to take the lead and take their seat at the strategy table. And I'm Gokul. I'll see you in the next one. If you want more details, let me know in the comments. Let's keep building.